तुम्ही सुरू करा, कंटिन्यू करा. संकल्पचा मेसेज आलेला, तो जरा उशिरा जॉईन करणार आहे, पण जॉईन करणार आहे.
ओके
तर
ओके.
तुम्ही सुरू करा, चालेल. ओके.
हो, फाईन, थँक्यू. हो.
या मॅम, थँक्यू.
Okay, hello Sameer. Let us start. Okay, I'm presenting. Fine. So, can you see my screen? Sameer, visible? Hello, Sameer. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So let us start from here. This is about theoretical basis of organic reactions. So all the organic molecules primarily contains, like we said, that what is a substrate, what is a reagent the other day. It contains various types of bonds. Now, when any reaction takes place, there is bond breaking and bond formation is there. So during an organic reaction, molecules of the reactant undergo change in their structure. A covalent bond at a carbon atom in the reactant is broken and a new covalent bond is formed, giving rise to a product. So there is another reactant which is involved in this. The reactant that provides carbon to the new bond is called as the substrate. So we saw that substrate, and the other reactants which bring about is called as a reagent. So in case both the reactants provide, Achha, one moment. What I want to ask you, Sameer, is that you are in which college, Sameer? Okay. So have they started this chapter? Where is this college? AESC is, I do not know which place. कुठे आहे हे? कुठचं college? कुठे आहे ते? पनवेल. फाईन फाईन. सो और इथे किती वेळा हे झालंय सुरू, म्हणजे कुठचं चॅप्टर चालू झाले तुमच्या इथे कॉलेजमध्ये? Which chapters have they started this chapter? हा chapter सुरू नाही केलाय ना? This is the 14th one. They haven't yet started it. 12 chapters, 1 and 2. Okay, 1 and 2. So this is not yet started. Okay, fine. Okay. Let us go further. So now let me see. The other reactant which brings about this change is called as a reagent. Okay, substrate and a reagent. In case both the reactants provide carbon to a new bond, the reactants considered is called as the substrate. So say for example A plus B, A could be considered as a substrate, B is considered as the reagent, and C is the product and D is the byproduct. See here, if you can see a simple reaction which has been given to understand. Last time we had done, so I'm just going ahead with this. So here you are. This is, you can consider, this is white. You can say this as A, this as B, then you're getting C, and then you're getting D. Fine. So A could be the substrate, B is the reagent, C is the product, and D is the byproduct. Okay, so this is about what is a substrate, what is a reagent, and what is a product and a byproduct. Covalent bonds are made of valence electrons of the constituent atom. So whenever there is any bond, you have those electrons involved in it. Redistribution of the valence electrons of constituent atom results in bond breaking and bond formation along the organic reaction. So there is bond breaking and bond, that is new bond is getting formed. In this reaction, you can see that here you are having CH4 now, which had a bond between carbon and hydrogen. The product shows that there is a new bond formed between carbon and chlorine. So one of the hydrogen is replaced, and you can see that there is a new one. Similarly, here also chlorine was, there was chlorine here was bonded to another chlorine, but when the reaction happens, chlorine is now bonded to carbon and hydrogen. The byproduct is HCl. So there is redistribution of valence electrons of constituent atom results in bond breaking and bond formation, okay, which are usually not instantaneous. That is, it's a slow reaction. As a result, the overall organic reaction is usually involves, or it is punctuated by formation of one or more unstable species, which is known as intermediates. So during that organic reaction, there are intermediates which are formed. Why? Because it is a slow reaction. So during the slow reaction, there is a bond breaking, bond formation which is taking place, आणि ती रिॲक्शन जरा संथ असते आणि त्याच्यामुळे काय होतं की आयोनिक बॉन्ड्स आहेत ते फास्ट रिॲक्शन असते, कोव्हॅलंट बॉन्डची रिॲक्शन जरा स्लो असते, संथ असते, आणि त्यामुळे त्याच्यामध्ये यू कॅन सी दॅट ड्युरिंग द रिॲक्शन आपल्याला इंटरमिजिएट्स असतात. इंटरमिजिएट्स म्हणजे अशा स्पीशीज असतात ज्या जास्त काळ राहू शकत नाही, पण ज्या गरजेच्या असतात की ज्यांच्यामुळे रिॲक्शन पॉसिबल होते. तर आता आपण ते काय इंटरमिजिएट्स आहे ते बघायचं आहे. ओव्हरऑल द ऑर्गॅनिक रिॲक्शन इज अ मल्टी स्टेप प्रोसेस. दॅट इज, त्याच्यामध्ये अनेक अशा पायऱ्यांची असते. एक झाली, दुसरी झाली, तिसरी. एकदम ए पासून बी लगेच मिळत नाही. ए पासून बी व्हायला मध्ये अनेक स्टेजेस असतात आणि मग त्या देअरफॉर इट इज अ मल्टी स्टेप प्रोसेस. A sequential account of one, that is the electron movement taking place during each step. मग आता आपण जेव्हा ही ऑर्गॅनिक रिॲक्शन बघतो त्यावेळेला आपण काय बघतो तर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स कसे चेंज ओव्हर होतात किंवा इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ह्याच्यामध्ये बदल काय घडतो हे बघितलं जातं त्या प्रत्येक स्टेपमध्ये. द बॉन्ड क्लिवेज और बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन म्हणजे नवीन बॉन्ड, म्हणजे बॉन्ड ब्रेकिंग होईल आणि नवीन बॉन्ड फॉर्म कसा होतो. तिसरं इज अकंपनिंग चेंजेस इन एनर्जी अँड शेप्स ऑफ व्हेरियस स्पीशीज. त्याच्यामध्ये वेगवेगळ्या ज्या इंटरमिजिएट्स असतात किंवा जे वेगवेगळे प्रॉडक्ट्स, बाय प्रॉडक्ट्स तयार होतात त्याच्यामध्ये काय चेंजेस होत जातात आणि रेट ऑफ ओव्हरऑल रिॲक्शन आणि वेदर इट इज फर्स्ट ऑर्डर, सेकंड ऑर्डर, हे सगळं बघायला लागतं. The individual steps constitute the reaction mechanism. The knowledge of mechanism of a reaction is useful for understanding the reactivity of a concerned organic compounds. म्हणजे प्रत्येक स्टेप जी आहे तिला एक म्हणजे इंडिव्हिज्युअल स्टेप्स. रिॲक्शन इज मल्टी स्टेप्स. एका रिॲक्शन मध्ये अनेक स्टेप्स असतील किंवा अनेक पायऱ्या असतील आणि त्या प्रत्येक पायरीवरती एक काही ना काहीतरी बदल घडत जातो आणि त्याला मेकॅनिझम म्हटलं जातं. म्हणजे एक बॉन्ड जेव्हा ब्रेक होतो ती सहज सोपी प्रोसेस नसते. त्याच्यामध्ये दुसऱ्या काही वेगवेगळ्या गोष्टी त्याच्यामध्ये आलेल्या असतात आणि त्या आलेल्या कशा येतात ते बघायचं असतं. आणि ह्या सगळ्यामध्ये इलेक्ट्रॉन्सची जी वेगवेगळ्या फारकती होत असतात की एका स्पीशीज मधनं दुसऱ्या स्पीशीज मध्ये इलेक्ट्रॉन जेव्हा जातात तेव्हा काय बदल घडत असतात हे सगळं लक्ष देऊन बघणं गरजेचं असतं. द नॉलेज ऑफ मेकॅनिझम ऑफ रिॲक्शन इज युजफुल फॉर अंडरस्टँडिंग इट रिॲक्टिव्हिटी. म्हणजे मग ती रिॲक्शन कुठच्या गतीने जाते, कुठे जाते, कशी होते, फास्ट होते, स्लो होते, हे सगळं आपल्याला त्यामुळे कळतं. अँड हेन्स इट इज युजफुल फॉर प्लॅनिंग सिंथेटिक स्ट्रॅटेजीज. मग त्याच्यावरनं वेगवेगळ्या प्रोसेसेस आपल्याला हे करता येतात, बांधता येतात किंवा वेगवेगळ्या नवीन रिॲक्शन्स त्याच्यावरनं आपल्याला प्लॅन करता येतात. ओके, आपण त्याचं मांडणी करू शकतो. Now, in the following subsections, आता हे जे पुढे आहे ते we are going to look at the type of bond cleavage, types of reagents, factors that influence the stability of various species involved, and representation of electron movement occurring during the organic reaction. मग आता इकडे जे आहेत त्या ह्या ज्या रिॲक्शन जेव्हा सुरू असते त्यावेळेला त्या फ्लास्क मध्ये किंवा त्या ज्या बाटलीमध्ये आपण जेव्हा ती रिॲक्शन बघत असतो त्यावेळेला काय काय घडत असतं ते सगळं आपण इथे आता बघणार आहोत किंवा तेव्हा कोणते स्पीशीज इन्व्हॉल्ड आहेत ते आपण बघणार आहोत. आय होप यू आर फॉलोइंग इट समीर. या ओके. Yeah. So now let us go further. Types of cleavage of covalent bond. आता covalent bond एखादा आहे तो कसा break होतो. तर covalent bond is, now understand one thing, covalent bond is formed by sharing of electron. I hope you all are aware in the earlier standard that whenever supposing this is one atom and there is another, this is having an electron and this is another atom having, when they two overlap together, then you see that when those atoms overlap, the electrons are, I spotted those electrons, I did not, it is like this, and supposing this is having, this is the nucleus, this is the nucleus. Okay, so then when they overlap, you can see that, oh, I'm not able to get the space. So here these two electrons are shared. Now they form a bond. So say for example, one is, this is hydrogen, this is another hydrogen by sharing. So this is the covalent bond which is formed. So here you have these two electrons which are involved in this bond formation. Now a covalent bond can undergo cleavage or breaking in two ways, homolytic and heterolytic. Okay, so let us find out what is homolysis and lysis. First understand homolytic and heterolytic. Homolysis means equal breaking. Hetero means unequal. Hetero, unequal. Homo, equal. So a covalent bond comprises of two electrons. That is, a covalent bond is made up of two electrons. That is, it is a pair. तर जेव्हा एखादा बॉन्ड फॉर्म होतो तर मी आता दाखवलं म्हणजे मगाशी जसं समजा हा हायड्रोजनचा, हा हायड्रोजन आहे आणि हा हायड्रोजन आहे, हे ॲटमचं झालंय मॉलिक्यूल. सो व्हेन अ मॉलिक्यूल इज फॉर्म, तर आता त्याच्यामध्ये हा जो बॉन्ड आहे तो एकतर्फी म्हणजे त्याचं जे ब्रेकिंग होतं, होमोलायसिस, लायसिस इज ब्रेकिंग, लायसिस, होमोलिसिस किंवा हेटेरोलिसिस. Breaking of bond. Homo and hetero. So homo equal and hetero unequal. आता इक्वल आणि अनइक्वल म्हणजे काय आहे, तो हु इज गोइंग टू डिसाइड काय इक्वल. तर समजा आता आय एम टेकिंग दिस एज ए आणि बी. ओके, तर आता जेव्हा हा ए बी बॉन्ड ब्रेक होतो त्यावेळेला ह्यांच्यातले जे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आहेत ते समजा एक इलेक्ट्रॉन ज्या वेळेला ह्याच्याकडे जाईल, बघ, सी द arrow how I have put in. I have put in the arrow as like this. This is called as fish hook arrow. And when this breaks in an equal fashion, equal means each atom gets one electron. म्हणजे हा जो आहे, Okay, so here you can see that this is called as homolysis, that is equal breaking of electron. Homolytic fission. Fission is breaking again. Okay, so here you are. And supposing now A and B, that same two electrons break in unequal fashion. Look at here, this is called as fish hook arrow. Yeah, arrow la काय म्हणतात? Fish hook arrow. This arrow tells you the movement of one electron. See, one electron. When I have to show the movement of two electrons, then I show it as like this. That is, both the arrow is complete here. That is both the electron. In such a case, both the electrons are taken by B. Since B takes both the electrons, even electrons are negatively charged, त्याला negative charge मिळतो आणि A ला positive charge मिळतो. पण इकडे बघितलं, इकडे charge distribution नाही आहे. This is no charge distribution over here. These are neutral species. यांना म्हटलं जातं neutral. Whereas the above ones are charged species. So these are charged species and these are neutral species. So you have to understand that. Okay. इतकं सांगितलेलं कळलं का जरा तुला समीर?
Yes.
Very good. Okay. So homolysis and heterolysis, that is what we need to understand. Now let me read it. I tried to explain it over here. Once I'll read it and again I'll try to explain it. Fine. Yeah. So here we are. Types of cleavage of covalent bond. A covalent bond can undergo for cleavage. Cleavage is breaking or fission in two ways: homolytic cleavage and heterolytic cleavage. A covalent bond comprises of two electrons, that is, it is a pair of electrons, bond pair, shared between the two bonded atoms. Okay, so A and B, supposing you have those. In homolytic cleavage of covalent bond, one of the two electron goes to one of the bonded atoms and other is bound to the other. Okay, so that time the movement of single electron is represented by half-headed curved arrow, or it is called as fish hook arrow. म्हणजे मी मगाशी जसं दाखवलं त्याप्रमाणे you need to So here you are. So this is A. This is a pair of electron between them. That is the bond electron. So I'm okay. Now with fish hook arrow, you can show it like this: half electron over here, half electron over here, because it is an homolysis. That is, it is the tail of the curved arrow indicates the place from where the electron is removed. This is the tail. Okay, and while the head of the curved arrow indicates the place where the electron reaches, where it comes as a result of the movement. Such homolytic cleavage of a covalent bond gives rise to two neutral species. So when this happens, what is forming? We can understand that such homolytic cleavage of gives rise to two neutral species carrying one unpaired electron each. So when this breaks, you can see that you are getting this plus this. They do not have charge. I have not written plus over here, not minus, because the electrons are equally distributed. So they are neutral species. They are called as neutral species. Okay. A species with such homolytic gives rise to two carrying one unpaired electron. A species with single unpaired electron is called as free radical. Such a species is called as free radical, or sometimes it is also called as radical. So whenever any group has only one electron, then it is a radical. A free radical is unstable and thereby a reactive species having a tendency to seek an electron for pairing. Means in many a case these radicals are very unstable. ते जास्त काळ राहू शकत नाही. ते सतत कारण एक एकच इलेक्ट्रॉन त्यांच्यामध्ये असतं, त्यामुळे तो बॉन्ड फॉर्म करायला बघतो आणि म्हणूनच अतिशय त्याचं लाईफ जे आहे तो फार थोडा काळ टिकतो रिॲक्शन मध्ये आणि इट इज व्हेरी रिॲक्टिव्ह. So a homolytic cleavage thus is represented by, so you can show it this way. So here this is the fish hook arrow, this is the head of it, this is the tail of it. So from here to here it is showing the movement of electrons. So you can see, for example, you can see this methyl free radical and chlorine free radical. This is one more reaction which is shown over here. So say for example, we have CH3Cl. Then if you have to show it that there is, see, this reaction takes place in presence of light, okay, light or some amount of energy we can give. So in this case you can see that the electron is unequally equally distributed. So CH3 gets one electron and Cl also gets one. Both free radicals are formed which do not have charge. Am I clear so far? Is it clear to you?
Yes.
समजतंय ना सगळं? नसेल समजत तर मला थांबवून विचार. ओके. आज आपल्याला क्लास साधारण 7:50 ला वगैरे संपवायला लागेल कारण मला इमिजिएटली दुसरा क्लास दिलेला आहे. ओके. नो अंडरस्टँड और अंडरस्टँड? व्हॉट डू यू मीन बाय नो अंडरस्टँड? यू कॅन टॉक, यू कॅन स्पीक आउट. आपण दोघंच आहोत त्यामुळे कळतंय ना? आय अंडरस्टँड. फाईन, गुड. एक मिनिट हा. Yeah. One moment. Okay. So now this can be asked as a definition. So you can say that homolytic fission is favored in presence of ultraviolet light. That is what I told you, that it can be done in presence of light, or suitable peroxides or high temperature. Peroxides are some compound which help in the formation of free radicals. Oh God, where it is? The organic reaction which proceed by homolytic fission are free radical or non-polar reaction. These reactions are called as non-polar reactions. Okay, polar reactions are different and non-polar reactions are different. Okay, free radicals have only transitory existence. Polar reaction, it means here they have charges on it. So here you can see that there was no charge, it was neutral molecule. त्याच्यावरती चार्ज, त्यामुळे ते नॉन पोलार रिॲक्शन्स आहेत. फ्री रॅडिकल्स हॅव ओनली ट्रान्झिटरी एक्झिस्टन्स, म्हणजे फार कमी वेळ ते राहतात, पटकन तयार होतात, रिॲक्शन होते आणि ते निघून जातात रिॲक्शन मधनं. These are formed as reaction intermediate which subsequently react with another radical molecule. कुठच्या तरी दुसऱ्या रॅडिकल बरोबर किंवा पुन्हा एकत्र होऊन पुन्हा रिॲक्शन बॅकवर्ड जाऊ शकते. ओके. A carbon-free radical is sp2 hybridized and reveals planar trigonal geometry. तुम्ही आधीच्या स्टँडर्ड मध्ये हायब्रिडायझेशन केलंय? हॅव यू डन हायब्रिडायझेशन? अरे अच्छा, मग how is it included in this? Anyways, so a carbon-free radical is sp2 hybridized and reveals planar trigonal geometry. Okay, just remember this for the time being. What is sp2 hybridization? त्याच्याबद्दल आपण नंतर बोलूया, कारण आता सध्या मी ते सांगायला घेतलं तर खूपच आतमध्ये जाईल ते चॅप्टर, म्हणजे हे चॅप्टरला धरून होणार नाही सध्या. तुमच्या सिलेबस प्रमाणे इथे काही मला हायब्रिडायझेशनचे दिसत नाही. सो लेट अस कंटिन्यू अंडरस्टँड दॅट देर इज sp2 हायब्रिडायझेशन. आता हायब्रिडायझेशनला हे ऑर्बिटल्स जे असतात दे मिक्स टुगेदर टू फॉर्म अ हायब्रिड ऑर्बिटल. ओके. अँड दे रिव्हिल्स जॉमेट्री असते. आता प्लेनार ट्रायगोनल जॉमेट्री म्हणजे त्याचा अँगल इज 120 डिग्रीज आणि त्याच्यामध्ये हा जो आहे पी ऑर्बिटल दिस इज अनहायब्रिडाइज, म्हणजे तो बॉन्डिंग साठी इट इज नॉट इन्वॉल्व्ड इन हायब्रिडायझेशन. दॅट इज हायब्रिडायझेशन इज नथिंग बट मिक्सिंग ऑफ ऑर्बिटल्स. Carbon has got 4 electrons and those electrons means the electrons in the valence shell. Otherwise, it has got 6 electrons. So, whenever they are involved in bonding, they get mixed together to form hybrids or hybridized orbital. So now here in this case, you can see that this is the shape of a methyl free radical. It is sp2 hybridized and it has planar trigonal geometry. Please remember this much. Later on, we'll talk about hybridization. Alkyl free radicals are classified as primary, secondary, and tertiary. Now, these are the free radicals. Say, for example, if I have to show you is, now what is a primary? You know, we have seen that a carbon atom, which is, this is called as a primary carbon atom, right? Now another carbon atom which is attached to two different carbon atom, it is called as secondary carbon atom. So here you have is the secondary carbon atom, this is CH2, and another one which is attached to three different carbon atom is called as tertiary carbon atom. Fine. So now supposing if a free radical is formed, then you can show that this is tertiary. Then this is more stable as compared to a secondary. This is a secondary and this is a primary carbon atom. Okay, which has, and now this dot, you know that this is the free radical. So the hydrogen is gone if there was some other group, and then you have this as the free radical which are formed. So you can see that this is a tertiary. For tertiary, I'm writing 3 and degree sign. For secondary, I'm writing 2n degree sign, and for primary, I'm writing 1n degree sign. Okay. So here you can see that tertiary, secondary, this is tertiary butyl free radical, which is the most stable radical. Then you have isopropyl free radical, and then you have another one that is ethyl free radical, and then methyl free. If you are supposed to be looking at it, then you have primary, and so primary carbon atom is attached to only one this, and then you have methyl free radical. So here if I have to add that, I just directly went to the methyl one. So there you are, one moment. So here you should have, this was not primary, I'm sorry, this was the primary one, CH3, that is the methyl group attached to this carbon attached to one methyl this. So this is your primary, and then you have just the plain, that is CH3 is methyl free radical. Okay, so this is the stability order of the free radicals which are there if they are formed. So सर्वात स्टेबल हा आहे टर्शरी, त्याच्यानंतर येतं तुमचं सेकंडरी, त्याच्यानंतर तुमचं येतं प्रायमरी, आणि त्याच्यानंतर तुमचं येतं मिथाइल फ्री रॅडिकल. सो सर्वात स्टेबल इज युअर मिथाइल फ्री रॅडिकल, सर्वात अनस्टेबल इज युअर मिथाइल फ्री रॅडिकल. त्याच्यानंतर स्टेबिलिटी थोडी जास्त आहे प्रायमरीची, त्याच्यानंतर जास्त आहे आणि सेकंडरीची, आणि सर्वात जास्त स्टेबल आहे टर्शरी फ्री रॅडिकल. ओके, हे कशामुळे फॉर्म झालंय? वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट बॉन्ड ब्रेकिंग. बॉन्ड ब्रेकिंग जेव्हा होमोलिसिस असतं त्यावेळेला यू गेट इज homolytic fission. Homolytic fission is nothing but equal breaking of the covalent bond. So when that bond is broken equally, you get each of the atom or each of the groups, they get one electron each. Okay, प्रत्येकी एक इलेक्ट्रॉन मिळतात. तो दाखवला कसा जातो? तो फिश हुक ॲरोनी दाखवला जातो, किंवा सिंगल बार्ब्ड ॲरो म्हणतात त्याला. आणि जेव्हा ते फॉर्म होतं त्याला न्यूट्रल स्पीशीज म्हणतात. ओके, सो दे आर न्यूट्रल स्पीशीज. त्याच्यामध्ये जर का कार्बन फ्री रॅडिकल किंवा मिथाइल फ्री रॅडिकल म्हटलं, हा जो आहे तो मिथाइल फ्री रॅडिकल आहे. हा मिथाइल फ्री रॅडिकलचं जर का स्ट्रक्चर बघायला गेला तर इट इज कॉल्ड ॲज ट्रायगोनल प्लेनार. त्या स्ट्रक्चरला ट्रायगोनल प्लेनार म्हटलं जातं. जर का हे आपण 3 डायमेन्शनल स्ट्रक्चर जे सुरुवातीला केलंय, तर यू नो दॅट हा जो बॉन्ड आहे तो आपल्याकडे येतोय, हा जो बॉन्ड आहे तो मागे जातो, आणि हा दिस बॉन्ड इज इन द प्लेन ऑफ पेपर. दिस स्ट्रक्चर इज sp2 हायब्रिडाइज्ड, अँड दिस इज द अनहायब्रिडाइज p ऑर्बिटल. हे कदाचित तुम्हाला आता कठीण जाईल, कारण तुम्हाला माहिती नाहीये ते हायब्रिडायझेशन म्हणजे काय. तर हा जो आहे ते तो जो जे कार्बन ॲटम आहे त्याचं जे आहे त्या प्लेनार ट्रायगोनार जॉमेट्री जी म्हणता येईल, किंवा त्याचं जर का आपण हे बघायला गेलो की जर 3 डायमेन्शनल स्ट्रक्चर आपल्याला बघायचं असेल तर ते कसं असेल, तर इट इज अ प्लेनार जॉमेट्री अँड ट्रायगोनल प्लेनार जॉमेट्री, ट्रायगोनल प्लेनार जॉमेट्री. आणि बॉन्ड अँगल जो आहे, जर तू कार्बन आणि इथे समजा वेगळे ग्रुप आहेत, इथे हायड्रोजन आहे, इथे हायड्रोजन आहे, इथे हायड्रोजन आहे, आणि त्यांच्यामधला बॉन्ड अँगल बघायला गेलो तर तो बॉन्ड अँगल 120 डिग्री, 120 डिग्रीज, इथे सुद्धा 120 डिग्रीज. Okay, so that bond angle is 120 degrees. Anywhere you go and see that, it will be, if it is a tetrahedral geometry, the bond angle is 109. So all this is about the structure of free radical. आणि stability of free radical जर आपण बघायला गेलो तर मगाशी आपण बघितलं तसं tertiary free radical. Tertiary free radical म्हणजे the carbon atom which is having the radical group, which is having the a single electron is bonded to 3 other carbon atoms, अशाला टर्शरी म्हणतात. इट इज द मोस्ट स्टेबल. त्याच्यानंतरचा स्टेबल आहे इज युअर सेकंडरी कार्बन फ्री रॅडिकल, कार्बन ॲटम सेकंडरी फ्री रॅडिकल. सो दिस इज द सेकंडरी. त्याच्यानंतर आहे तो प्रायमरी. दिस इज नॉट देअर. सो प्रायमरी, मगाशी मी प्रायमरी नव्हतं घेतलं, डायरेक्टली चुकून मिथाइल रॅडिकलला मी प्रायमरी म्हटलं. सो दिस इज इट. आणि फायनली यू हॅव मिथाइल फ्री रॅडिकल. मिथाइल फ्री रॅडिकलला तिन्ही हायड्रोजन. सो If you're looking at the stability, this is the most stable, then this is the stability, then this, and finally this is the least stable. Okay, remember all this. Is it clear so far? Are you following? Okay. I will have to repeat this because now again you're only there, the others are not there. Okay, fine. Now coming to, yeah, this is done, right? Now coming to heterolysis. आता homolysis बघितल्यानंतर heterolysis काय आहे? Fine. So in case of heterolysis, in heterolytic cleavage of covalent bond, both share electrons go to one of the two bonded atoms. Means it directly goes to, oh no, heterolytic cleavage of a covalent bond gives rise to charged species, one with negative charge and other with positive charge. The negatively charged anionic species has more in electronegative atom which has taken away the shared pair of electron with it. A heterolytic cleavage is represented as. So now if we have to see heterolytic cleavage जर का झालं तर काय मिळतं आपल्याला, तर we can see that when this kind of a cleavage, when the bond breaks, heterolytic fission होतं, त्यावेळेला काय होतं, the electron pair is taken by the most electronegative atom. That is the element which is very very electronegative, त्याच्याकडे दोन्ही इलेक्ट्रॉन पेअर जाणार आणि एक इलेक्ट्रॉन इकडे, आणि this will be not having any electrons. Because it does not have any electrons, it is given a positive charge, and the one which has both the electron, it is given as negative charge. So now you can see that these are called as polar reactions. Why polar? Because now in this reaction these are charged species, poles like positive, negative. So here you are having the polar reaction because of polar species are generated. So this is about the heterolytic. You can see that heterolytic fission मध्ये you show it as a double barbed arrow. ह्याला double barbed arrow, double barbed, BARBED. Double म्हणजे दोन्ही साइडनी, double barbed arrow, which shows again the both the electrons have shifted to B. B is most electronegative, so therefore it can accommodate the electrons properly. Electronegative B आहे, त्यामुळे electrons त्याच्याकडे व्यवस्थित राहतात. A मध्ये ते electrons एवढ्या ह्यानी ताकदीने A पेलू शकत नाही. सो हिअर यू आर. पण मगाशी आपण बघितलं फ्री रॅडिकल मध्ये प्रत्येकी एक एक मिळाल्यामुळे चार्जेस नसतात, अँड दॅट इज अन नॉन पोलार रिॲक्शन. आता ह्याचं जर का स्ट्रक्चर बघायचं असेल तर आपल्याला इट इज, मगाशी बघितलं ते sp2 हायब्रिडाइज होतं, ह्याचं जे स्ट्रक्चर आहे ते sp3 हायब्रिडाइज स्ट्रक्चर आहे. ओके, सच मगाशी होतं sp3 हायब्रिडाइज, इट हॅज अ टेट्राहायड्रल, but not here it is sp3, but it is got a pyramidal shape. Pyramidal shape म्हणजे काय असं की समजा आपल्याला हा कार्बन जो आहे, समजा एक असं हा, say for example this is a reaction wherein you are having a heterolytic species. अशी जर का आहे, कार्बन कडे दोन हे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आहे, असं दोन्ही इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आहेत कार्बन कडे आणि हायड्रोजन हॅज गॉन अवे, or in such a case carbon will have a shape like this species that is having negatively charged, आणि the lone pair of electron, ही जी पेअर आता कार्बन कडे आहे त्याला लोन पेअर म्हटलं जातं, आणि it is accommodated into one of the sp3 hybrid orbitals. So this is sp3 hybridization which takes place whenever there is the heterolytic fission, and then the species which is formed, it has got this kind of a shape, and it has a tetrahedral geometry. त्याला म्हणतात tetrahedral geometry or pyramidal geometry, not tetrahedral geometry, pyramidal geometry, कारण इथे लोन पेअर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आहे. हे पिरामिड सारखं आहे. इजिप्तमध्ये जे पिरामिड्स असतात त्याचे स्ट्रक्चर असं असतं, आणि नंतर त्याच्या डोक्यावरती यू कॅन सी दॅट there is this lone pair carrying it. So therefore this is, आणि बॉन्ड अँगल जो म्हणता येईल हा प्रत्येकी जो बॉन्ड अँगल घेतला तर इट इज 107 to 109. आयडियली इट शुड बी 109, पण it is shifted from 107 to 109 depending upon what groups are attached over here. Okay, I know it is little difficult for you to understand, but you will have to read that. Okay, so let us go ahead. Let us read this. What it is saying, key in heterolytic cleavage of covalent bond, both shared electrons go to one of the two bonded atoms. That is here. This turns out to be more electronegative atom of the two. म्हणजे here B atom is more electronegative as it is taking both the electrons. Movement of an electron pair is represented by a curved arrow. So this is the heterolytic cleavage of covalent bond gives rise to two charged species. These are the charged species. A is called as the cation, B is called as the anion. Cation is positively charged, anion is negatively charged. The negatively charged species has more electronegative atoms. So because it is carrying both the electrons, it is more negatively charged, which has taken away the shared pair of electrons with it. A heterolytic cleavage is represented as like this. Have you understood so far, Samir? Are you there or no? Okay. Are you following? करते हैं ना? Okay. So let us see an example of heterolytic cleavage. Here you can see CH3, Br, CH3. So here you can see that CH3 is positively charged, Br is negatively charged. This is methyl carbocation. This, whenever this is, because it is a cation and it is carbon, so it is methyl carbocation. This is the bromide ion. Bromine is more electronegative than carbon and hence it is carrying both the electron towards it. Heterolysis is favored in polar solvents. So these are polar reactions. So polar solvents such as water, alcohol, these are called as polar solvents. In methyl bromide, bromine is more electronegative. Thus, heterolysis of methyl bromide results in the formation of methyl carbocation and bromide ion. So you can get bromide Br minus and methyl carbocation. A carbon having sextate of electrons. So here and a positive charge is known as carbocation. So in this case, okay, I showed you the this picture of this is we are talking about heterolysis. Okay, sp2 hybridization. Okay. A carbon having sextate of electrons and a positively charged is known as carbocation. Now understand one thing, in this case, in heterolysis, carbon can be positively charged or it can be negatively charged. मगाशी मी ते दाखवलं तुला ते that I was talking about negatively charged carbon atom. ज्यावेळेला carbon atom is having both the electron, then it shows sp3 hybridization. In this case, a carbon having 6 electrons. Now it can be opposite also. A carbon having sextate of electrons and a positive charge is known as carbocation. Earlier it was called as carbonium ion, which is not correct, but it is called as carbocations are highly unstable and reactive species. They are formed as intermediates in many reactions. So if you are supposed to be looking at the shape of the carbocation, then again the shape of the carbocation is the central atom of carbocation is sp2 hybridized. Here also you have, just like your free radicals, you have sp2 hybridized state, and again it is trigonal planar geometry. Bond angle will be 120 degrees. The pz atomic orbital, so this will be vacant and is perpendicular to the plane of the 3 sigma bond. the same as that, there it was one electron was there in case of free radical, that in case of free radical the one electron is present over here, but in this case, in case of carbocation, since they do not have any electrons, they have this kind of a shape. But if your opposite, that is a carb anion, is formed in any reaction, then the hybridization is sp3 hybridization. It's not given over here. Now here it is given further. Okay, so further it is, let us look at this first. Let me explain it. So here you are. Say for example, this is the best reaction wherein carbocation is getting formed. Say for example, Cl or Br. In this reaction, bromine is more electronegative, so it will carry both the electrons, resulting in the formation of positively charged carbon atom. This positively charged carbon atom and negative bromide ion. So this is called as carbocation. It is a cation and being a carbon. Now, if you look at the shape of this, its shape is similar to our free radical. The free radical shape is like this, same way it is having the shape, and it is, this bond is in the plane of the paper, this bond is facing us, this bond is behind, and you have a unhybridized p orbital or vacant p orbital, and that p orbital will be empty, whereas in free radical it will be carrying one electron. So she, and this is perpendicular to this. Supposing if you consider it as a slide sideways, then you will see that this is in the supposing it is in the plane, and on this there is this perpendicular vacant p orbital. So this is about your carbocation. You also have carb anion, which I will take it next time. Carb anion. These carb anions are formed, say for example, when you have just now what I told you, CH3 minus, then you have carb anion. Here you do not have, that is, the reaction has happened such that bromine has taken away both the electrons. Whereas in other reactions wherein carbon will have both the electrons with it, and then it will have a different kind of a shape. That shape was sp3 hybridized, which I showed you some time back. Okay, I'll repeat this once again because today nobody was there, so we can always have a repeat lecture for them to understand. So let us stop here now because I have another class also. Okay, Samir, thank you very much.